Hi everyone, this is Norman Kochenek here. Eyes on Cricket. Of course, we're very privileged to have, excuse me, a hell of a lot of cricket. Of course, Baram Irani is joining us. We're very privileged to have.
Hi Norman, how are you?
Good, how are you, Baram?
I'm fine. Actually fine, but not in good mood because of the Indian team losing. It was, I don't know, that no ball was, it reminded me of the previous no balls where Bumrah bowled a no ball, Ashwin bowled a no ball. Like, I don't know what's some kind of how can I say, evil eye on the Indian team where they are getting no balls on critical situations. Because if that was not a no ball, India were through. Means it would have then been 1 ball, 3 runs, and I don't think number 8 coming to a bat would have scored a boundary, and even with the field off. So, and another thing adding to it, the West Indies South Africa match had actually become drawn due to rain, so that led to West Indies getting a point. So basically, it was not. I would say it was not in the stars written for India for this World Cup.
Yeah, look, I'm rather annoyed by South African women's team. They're a bit of a bullying bunch. I'm not a very big fan of the team. Marizanne I'm not a big fan of. They've gotten through. They were lucky as the weather affected the game against the West Indies, but the West Indies were going to beat them. Australia absolutely pumped them. They beat England at the last overs as well. They're going to play England again. England are back on the rise. I'm predicting England will knock them out in the semi-final. Even though South Africa had a very, very good tournament, there's something annoys me about them. I don't know. India are capable of beating Australia, but South Africa are not, in my opinion. Australia have got.
West Indies might turn out a. Who knows? Like, West Indies coming in, they might turn out to win the World Cup.
Yeah, you never know. Yeah, it's 50 over, not T20, so it's not as unpredictable. But I mean, to me, the way in which the IPL is going, the unpredictability of that just shows that anything's possible in the World Cup. You're right. West Indies could easily knock off Australia. They could have a great day, everything could go right. Australia were pretty awful against Bangladesh. In fact, Bangladesh were on the way to beating them at one stage, but it didn't happen that way. But the reality is that Australia, when you win 7 in a row, Baram, normally you'd be expected to win semi-final, final, win everything, right? But sometimes you can stumble in the very game that you least want to, which is the final. And look, flippantly, you could actually see something dramatic like the West Indies could verse England in the final. It's totally possible. Because Australia and South Africa have had very good runs. Everything's gone their way. They've played very well. And it could turn against them. England have been playing awfully, especially early on, but somehow they're in the semi-finals.
Correct.
They won the last World Cup, didn't they? England won the last World Cup. So
but still that no ball is not going out of my mind, Norman. It was like of the faintest of margins, and seeing that was really shocking. But I did not understand, like, there was a run taken off that no ball, right? So why was it not counted? Was it because it was not, the no ball was not given on field?
It was caught. You can't score the run if it's caught, but you can't get it. You're deemed not out, but the run can't be scored.
But if the no ball was given on field, I think the run counts, right? It was only because the no ball went to the third umpire, it was not counted.
Yeah, it's a very, very unusual situation. More importantly, why did Dipti Sharma put a foot over the line? Let's go back to that, okay?
Yeah.
Why did she do that? I mean, if she's a bloody spinner, she should be so far inside the line it's not funny. Honestly, I can't comprehend.
That's what I'm saying. It really reminded me of the previous, I think, 2 times Ashwin bowling a no ball, then Bumrah that no ball to I think the 2017 Champions Trophy. Who was the batsman? Fakhar Zaman. So those when that novel happened, those three novels flashed through my mind. So that was really very disappointing.
Yeah, I totally understand that.
I wanted to go out and celebrate, drink something, but all plans down the drain now.
Well, it was pretty shattering actually, and they still didn't get across the line. It was really incredible. It was really incredible. Now, but
the last 5-6 overs looked that South Africa would have pulled it back. Means South Africa would easily win, given that they needed almost a runner ball or very close to that. So, in fact, if you ask me, from the 45th, 46th over, it looked like very clearly this is South Africa's game. But it was, they did not hit anything big. So, it went down to, how can you say, the last over, and in the end, the last ball. But then there was also a lot you could also say about the last 5-10 overs batting of India, because they did not score, given they had wickets in hand. They were just unable to score of the last 10 overs. They just scored 50 odd runs of the last 10 overs, which was also, I would say, at least 20-25 runs easily short over there, with the way India were going, a 300 plus score was looking very easy, and they ended up I would say way below that.
Oh boy, was that frustrating. Was it frustrating or wasn't frustrating? It really was. It was one of those matches that, you prefer not to have to watch. It really frustrated the bejeebers out of me. And I mean, I was totally backing India. As I said to you, something's really grating on my nerves about South Africa. I don't know what it is. Something doesn't. I mean, they've got some great players. I'm not denying that. I'm probably a little bit biased because I'm not a big fan of Marizanne Kapp as a person, so perhaps that's what's influenced me. I know her. I don't think much of her.
Other thing disappointing also to see is the way England, I don't know where the test team is going.
That's a bizarre one, isn't it? They're getting absolutely smashed.
I think the match would be over in first 10 overs. I think today of the third. I think today's fourth day, right? Yeah, the 4 days play.
Yeah. It's decidedly weird.
I mean, looking at the whole team, like everybody looks dejected, right? From Ben Stokes to Joe Root to Bairstow. Like you don't see any kind of. I know that, but even looking at their faces, you feel more miserable.
Okay, in all honesty, England in particular had too much cricket. Probably followed by India. They played too much cricket. They went from an Ashes series straight to the West Indies. Can you imagine how much? That's quite tiring on anyone, really.
After this, they play that one Test match with India, right? Or they have another Test series in between.
But they got the IPL before that. They've got a few. I think they're going to Pakistan. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's a bit of a mess. All right. One of the things we're talking about. I've got 2 shows on today. One is about the IPL, and the other is later on tonight. I've had a lot of requests about doing a special on Babar Azam and getting Australians.
I didn't get the Australia media praising Babar Azam for, what's the reason?
Well, I lost the series in Pakistan, but his captaincy, and more in particular, the way he batted in the second test was quite special. And I think a lot of things have come over the top. Khawaja's performances, the Australian bowlers, Nathan Lyon's 5 wickets in the last innings. But we kind of forget the significance of the way that Babar Azam played in that second innings. It was one of the...
Which test? You're talking about the second test or the third test?
Yes, second test.
Second, the 196. Okay.
Because very often people don't give Babar Azam the credit he deserves. I know he hasn't scored more than 6 centuries. I know he's not Virat Kohli. I know he's not what Joe Root's done or the likes of, Smith. He hasn't quite got that far, but still... There was something, and I'm going to dissect that. I think to talk about that more. Now, as much as Rahela was talking about, Jason Sangers should be in the ODI series. He'll get a Guernsey before too long, I'm saying it now. So let's go back. Do you want to talk about the IPL for a while?
Yeah, we can talk about. So today, who's playing? Punjab first, Delhi Capitals
No, it's
versus.
actually Delhi Capitals versus Mumbai Indians for the bye,
Okay.
and then Punjab are playing the next match. But yeah, it's not quite that. Let me have a look here. I'm just going to get these matches up. Hang on. And here we go. All right, so Delhi Capitals play Mumbai in the first game at Brabourne Stadium, the Cricket Club of India, right next to Wankhede. And then Punjab Kings play RCB at D.Y. Patil Stadium in Navi, Mumbai. So they're using a lot of grounds, which Wankhede,
So they're using 4 grounds. What I mean, so this time there's no like one ground as a home team, right? So a team as a home ground associated with it, like because in Dubai I remember they had 3 grounds, but they had associated each team against a ground. So they had that concept, but why they did that made no sense. So this time I don't think they're doing that.
It's about COVID. They don't want COVID to ruin it. They don't want any bubbles to be involved heavily. So
okay.
So they're playing it tonight. They're playing a match which is going to start in only a matter of 45 minutes or so, 48 minutes. It'll be between Delhi Capitals and Mumbai Indians at Brabourne, which is a fantastic. I've even played cricket at Brabourne about 4 or 5 years ago.
I've just seen Brabourne, never played cricket there.
It's got a hotel inside and above the dressing rooms. It's quite unique. Then Punjab Kings, which is now captained by Agarwal, plays RCB, which will be captained by Faf Singh. And they'll be played at D.Y. Patil Stadium, Navi, Mumbai. I've not had much to do with that ground. Wankhede is also being used, but the fourth ground is Maharashtra Cricket Association Stadium in Pune. Where are you from again? What part of India?
Pune, from Pune.
So you must know this Maharashtra Cricket.
Yeah, it's a new stadium which was created out on the outskirts of Pune. If you ask me, technically it's not even actually in Pune. It's literally outside of Pune. But the reason it was made because the stadium in Pune, the old stadium, which was the Jawaharlal Nehru Pune Stadium, the stadium is still there. But because being a very small ground in terms of size and even capacity, I believe it has a capacity of 18 or 20,000. So there was a big issue in matches played. Just to tell you some important matches played there, like you remember the '96 World Cup when Kenya defeated West Indies? That was played at that ground.
Yep.
I was there watching. I was there watching that match. I remember even going out and celebrating with the Kenyan team. So they were out on the road celebrating, and even I was running with them. So that's my actually first experience of cricket. Like that I remember, watching in a stadium live. So that was then I remember the next match, which it was part of a ODI tri-series where it was India versus Australia, where I think the year 2000, where Hemang Badani scored a century. But India lost that match against Australia. And so the main reason why they stopped using the stadium was because of the lower seat capacity. Like for every game, there are a certain number of seats where you have to reserve for VIP members and members of various cricket associations. So the seats remaining for the lower common public were very few. It was like only 8,000 or 6,000 remaining. So that was creating a lot of problem. So that's why they decided to have a new stadium. So this new stadium was made outside, but it's a very excellent stadium. This new MCS stadium. It was early made by the Sara Group, but then later taken over by the Maharashtra Cricket Association.
Okay. So, in fact, we've got a question here from Suman Sarathi.
I think Suman, I think they're using 3 grounds in Mumbai and 1 in Pune.
Yeah, I think it is 3. I think it's
actually two in Mumbai to be more correct. 1 in Navi Mumbai and 1 in Pune.
So D.Y. Patil, same Navi in Mumbai. Brabourne, which is the Cricket Club of India, Wankhede, and then Maharashtra Cricket Stadium Association team. So they're the 4.
So in fact, that's something that I was saying, that they could have actually used this old Pune stadium, but I think they have just left it on its own mercy. They could have actually used that stadium. I don't know why they did not use it. Because It's barely like 10-15 kilometers from the that MCS stadium.
Okay. Well, Robert M was asking what team was Virat Kohli play for. Of course, he plays for Royal Challengers Bangalore. He's captained that side for, I think, well over 10 years. And now he's in the side, but is now the captain, has become Faf du Plessis, and he'll captain the first game of the IPL, the third game actually, the first game for RCB against Punjab Kings, who was going to be captained by a new captain, is an Agarwal, who we know very well from Test matches. So Delhi Capitals, of course, will be Rishabh Pant. Mumbai Indians, of course, will be Rohit Sharma. So that's going to be interesting. Of course, Delhi Capitals will have Dave Warner, but not tonight. I'm assuming he's not playing for a little while, even though the Test series is over. I don't think he's playing the short version of the game. In fact, there's a video sent out showing the Australian team, which is not that they're top ODI and T20 side, for sure. They haven't got a lot of, like, Hazelwood's not there, Stark isn't there, Warner's
what
not
was
there.
your views on yesterday's match, Norman? The opener, IPL opener.
Right, that was between, obviously, CSK and KKR. And KKR, very well captained by Shreyas Iyer, who looks the goods, to be honest. And that game, that was a...
what about the Jadeja captaincy? Big controversy going on. They're saying that why did they make him the captain when he's not going to do any... Literally, he was doing zero job of captaincy. He was completely sidelined.
But don't forget, Dhoni's still playing. It's not like he'll be quiet. He'll be there behind the scenes.
But why do this namesake kind of a thing? Like, look, if you want to hand over the baton, you provide like a mentorship support or that thing. But then, if you ask me, his Dhoni's job should be like he should let Jadeja do, and if he sees that he's doing some gross mistake or something, he should give him some inputs over there, and that's how he would learn, right? But if he's like this way, then what's the use of? Then Dhoni could have just stayed the captain and say at the end of this is my last match, and from next Jadeja would have taken over. Why do this kind of a sosham?
I don't know. I was getting paid too much money to be still around the whole thing. Let's be honest. And money drives the whole thing. So, okay, CSK lost the first match to Kolkata Knight Riders. Shreyas Iyer, he'll probably captain India at one stage, I think, in the long format as well. Maybe the short format is firstly, and then maybe long format. I think Shreyas Iyer they've also got Venkatesh Iyer. They're going to push on side KKR. They could be a bit of a bolter. So, in terms of the schedule, go back to that. As I said, tonight we've got, in a matter of another 41 minutes, Delhi Capitals versus Mumbai at Brabourne. Punjab will play RCB some 4 hours later at the other Navi ground in Mumbai. Then, of course, Gujarat. What's interesting, the two new franchises, Gujarat Titans and Lucknow Super Giants, play their first match against each other, which I think is rather interesting.
I think that's purposely done, Norman.
There's no doubt it's been purposely done. And at Wankhede, it's probably a nice matchup because they're both going to be very keen to be the first to win between the two of them. And then you've got teams who I think will be on the bottom. Sunrisers Hyderabad playing Rajasthan Royals will follow. RCB then plays KKR, which will be interesting. But okay. Before we go, I just want to go quickly into the teams itself. I'm going to go through the 10 teams. I want you to give me a few-minute appraisal of what you think this season. CSK, Chennai Super Kings, now with obviously Jadeja captaining a lot of the old players like Bravo, Moeen Ali. I think, who is he?
Robin Uthappa.
Yeah, Uthappa, of course. Who else is there? There's a few others there.
I think let's talk team by team. For Chennai Super Kings to click or do well, they really need their openers to do well, especially Ruturaj Gaikwad, like how he performed in the last couple of seasons. So he will be very critical, and then also Dhoni's obviously Dhoni's captaincy, where crucial matches, his captaincy helps them get them over the line, and those points matter. So that being said, I would say for CSK, that's my point. A very quick kind of analysis, what I can say.
So, okay, I want you to, we'll go through the sides. Give me where you think they'll come. Where do you think, will CSK make the finals? Where would they come? Because we're going to look back at this video later.
I think they would come in the top 4 for sure.
Top 4, you reckon?
Yeah.
They
will qualify for the finals.
Let's make them 4th, just for argument's sake, 4th, okay? Delhi Capitals. Obviously, they picked up Warner. They've lost Shreyas Iyer to KKR. They've got the likes of, obviously, they've still got good old Ponting in charge. They've got Punts they're captaining. Got a reasonable bowling lineup. Where do you reckon they're going to finish?
I would say in the top 2.
Top 2, you reckon? Let's go second, okay? Gujarat. Now, Gujarat, of course, they've got their captain will be, who's their captain? Their captain is, I've forgotten who the captain is.
Gujarat captain is Hardik Pandya, right?
Of course, Gujarat's got Hardik Pandya. Lucknow's with KL Rahul. That's correct. Hardik Pandya, Gujarat, I don't think they're going to go that well. It's their first year. I reckon they'll be about 6.
Well, honestly, this discussion what we are having, Norman, right now, it's we should, at least 2 or 3 matches so we know how the teams are picking or how they're gelling.
No, Baram. I want a gut feeling, early prediction. I don't want us to be influenced yet. I want us to have a gut feeling.
Gut feeling, definitely DC and CSK in the top 4, and the third team, given its Mumbai conditions, definitely Mumbai Indians.
We're going to go through each side. Okay, we're going to go through each side. Okay. So we've gone to CSK. You're saying we're sort of agreeing on 4th. Delhi Capitals 1 or 2. Let's say 2. Gujarat not so well 6th. KKR.
KKR. See, I you should give me a little slack. I would 2 teams. I would put my penny on KKR and RCB could come into the top 4. One of these 2 teams.
All right. I've got KKR as 1. I've got RCB as 3. Doesn't mean they can't be higher. All right. Mumbai Indians, even though they've had a great run over quite a while, I don't know. I don't know where they're going to go. Lucknow, I think, will be 7th.
The Mumbai Indians, I will definitely put them in the top 4, given their home ground. And Bumrah playing and him knowing the pitch, Rohit knowing the pitch.
Yeah.
So, and they would definitely have their matches at Wankhede. I don't know. Are there matches scheduled at Wankhede? That's the question.
Well, I think they can't be just at one location. They have to be fair and be everywhere. They can't just be wherever they want to be. So, no, I would...
But at least they would have half of their matches over there, right? Or if not Wankhede, even Brabon, so at least they would have half. So they know those 2 places very well, what I'm aware of.
Okay. All right.
So that's a big advantage going for Mumbai. Let us. But yeah, it's a thing that it's not that same team like before. So the majority of the team has changed. If you like, how many players from the previous team are in the current Mumbai team? Are you aware of the number? Like
they're pretty much they've kept a fair swag of them actually.
But Quinton de Kock is not there, right? Quinton de Kock is not there. Then
I don't think so.
Then who was the left-arm pacer from New Zealand?
Bolt.
He's also not there, right? Or he's there?
No, we'll go through them. Let's worry about players in a minute. I just wanted to check who we got. RCB's the other one we got. Okay. I think that no, we can't put that. 10 and 9. Okay, I got 1, 2, 3. I've got a 3 for some reason. Okay, this is. I'll just go through and you just tell me about what you think, okay? We've got Chennai Super Kings. You think they'll be top 4? I'm saying 4th.
Yes.
Delhi Capitals, you said top 2. I've said 2. Gujarat, first season, they won't be last, but they won't go great. I've said 6th. KKR, I believe, will win. Number 1. Lucknow, I think 7th. They'll be built just near Gujarat. Mumbai Indians, they won't have as good a season as they should. I'm saying 5th. Punjab,
I'm saying in the top 4. Mumbai
You're
Indians.
saying top 4. Okay. All right. Punjab, they've got Agarwal there now, but they haven't got that great a team. I'm saying 8th. Rajasthan Royals, I'm saying 9th. My dead last team is Sunrisers Hyderabad. I reckon they're awful.
Okay.
Absolutely awful. And
what about the Lucknow team you mentioned, right?
I've got them coming 7th and RCB
okay. So who is your top 4? Who will be in the top 4 for you?
KKR, Delhi Capitals, RCB, and CSK Mumbai.
Okay. I am saying Mumbai Indians, Delhi Capitals, CSK,
Hang on.
and then KKR or RCB.
RCB. So who did you say was 3? CSK. And 4 is either RCB.
Let's just say that I'm just saying the top 4. I'm not saying okay, this will be 1 or this will be 2nd. At this point, let's just say who will be the top 4.
You're pretty much the same as mine.
Yeah.
The only thing is I've got KKR, Delhi Capitals, RCB. They're my top 3. And 4th is either CSK or Mumbai Indians. And so 4th and 5th, in other words.
So Puranja is saying me players from last year, Ishan, Rohit, Sky, Bumrah, and Pollard, I think. Yeah. There's another comment about. So what do you think about Tim David? This is his first IPL, right? Himanshu Singh.
Yeah. I mean, look, it's going to be interesting because even though there have been changes to the teams, and again, the captains are pretty critical here. CSK is Jadeja, but he's got not Kohli. CSK's got Jadeja, but he's got Dhoni right next to him, so that's not much of a change. Delhi Capitals has got Rishabh Pant. Gujarat's got Hardik Pandya. I'm not sure about how good he's going to go. KKR Shreyas Iyer is a real winner. Lucknow's got KL Rahul, which is not bad, but the team's not good. Mumbai's got Rohit Sharma, that's great. Punjab's got Agarwal. Rajasthan Royals has got Samson, and they haven't really selected well. He'll do as best as he can. Sunrisers Hyderabad's got Kane Williamson if he plays, because he's been injured for so long with his elbow. He hasn't played anything for New Zealand. If he suddenly plays for KKR, for Sunrisers Hyderabad, that's a bit of a scratchy head one, that one. And RCB, of course, has got Faf du Plessis with Kohli, Maxwell, and the like of that side. They're going to be top. And I think Faf du Plessis is going to help them stay there, as he did CSK. And he was very important to CSK last season, wasn't he?
Correct.
Yeah, so as we saw the first match, CSK did lose it to KKR, and that's a pretty strong sign of an early indication of where things are. I think CSK are not number 1, but they're at the top 4, as you said. But KKR, deservedly, are up there. I think they're the ones that will have a pretty big year. They've got a pretty good side, and Shreyas Iyer captained brilliantly. I thought he performed particularly well. So I'm not into fantasy leagues, but anyway, out of the 10 captains, rate them out of 10. I'm going to give you a name. I want you to give me a rating out of 10. Jadeja.
I've never seen him in captaincy. Even the last match he did not.
That's okay. Well, then you have to give me what you're honestly.
No rating applicable.
Okay. Rishabh Pant.
Pant, I would say a 6 out of 10.
Hardik Pandya.
3.5 out of 10.
Oh, I wouldn't even give him that. Shreyas Iyer looked fantastic.
I would say, yeah, 8-ish, close to 8-ish. 8 out of 10.
Lucknow have KL Rahul, which will help them.
KL Rahul, I would put him at 7 out of 10.
Yeah. Rohit Sharma.
Rohit Sharma, good 9 out of 10.
Agarwal.
Agarwal, 6 out of 10. Agarwal is Mayank Agarwal, right? Mayank Agarwal.
Yeah, it is Mayank Agarwal.
6 out of 10.
Sanju Samson.
Sanju Samson, 4 out of 10.
Yeah, he does lead by example when he scores centuries, but yeah.
But I don't see he's a good, how can you say, he's a match winner in terms of he clicks in, like if you're talking about 10 matches, in 3 or 4 matches, he clicks and becomes a match winner. But I don't see him like when he's, let's say, he's not the person to cause the win or he's causing the team. I like till now in the IPL, like when they were like, see, a true captainship, the captainship comes out when you are the defending side or you are basically batting first and bowling second, and when it's a close match and how you rotate your bowlers, I know in a T20 that thing becomes less, but how you rotate the bowlers, how you're putting your field, how you're trying to strategize or trap the batsman. This is where a captainship actually comes, which till now I did not see that from Sanju Samson. So that's why I'm giving him a very low rating over there.
It's again, I'm having to laugh. The IPL website has just said Delhi Capitals have won the toss and elected to field. You know how much I hate that. You elect to bat or bowl. You don't elect to field. No one wants to field.
But I hope this IPL or these T20s, because of these day writers, are not turning out into again win the toss and win the match. Norman, like this is really getting it's really losing. T20s are losing out their like the whole previous World Cup. Was I'm not talking, but like every match was like you win the toss and win the match kind of a thing. The just winning the toss makes a big disparity between the teams. Skill capabilities. Like it creates such a big gap that even a team with a high skill or let's say skill, use the word which will encompass many things like hard work or talent or natural ability. Just using that one word which encompasses all these other talents. So the difference that it creates, because that high level skill playing team is not even able to catch up to a low level skill team just because of the toss. So I really hope this, and if this continues, then really there should be day games of T20. Makes no sense. Means okay, we are talking about money and talking about or find some solution for this due thing, like spray some powder or what, or I really don't know, which will take away the moisture or something like that. But have a ball that does not get affected by the dew. Why go with leather balls?
But to me, that was more to do with the state of the pitches. It was more to do with the conditions were quite, favourable because of the pitches. These kind of pitches are pretty evenly poised, evenly balanced, and you're right. The toss won't be quite as significant. Won't be whoever wins the toss wins the match. Because let's just look at the match.
Like we saw the first match also. I think KKR won the toss and elected to field. Today DC also won the toss and elected to field. So it's like in T20, it's becoming a norm itself that you win the toss and you field. Like it's like as if the bat first does not as if it's not existing only. And this is becoming world across. Have you noticed that recently? Like in a T20, it's really become that.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't happen that way. Okay. People are waiting for Tim David to bat. Someone actually wants to know why Australian media are favouring Bubba's captaincy over Cummins' captaincy. They're not. It's not about the captaincy alone. It's about Bubba's batting. And I don't think the world's given Bubba enough credit. Okay? Joe Root, we know. Kohli, we know. Smith over a period of time, we know. Kane Williamson would know. But I think the fifth one on that wheel is definitely Bubba Azam. And we'll see more of him as he moves on. All right. Any other thoughts? The game following.
None. I'm here watching my son. He's doing swimming training. So just came.
Well, who's going to win between Delhi Capitals and Mumbai Indians?
Pardon?
Who's going to win between Delhi Capitals and Mumbai Indians?
See, if this is played at where, Norman? Where's this played? Wankade? Brabant. Okay.
See,
if the due is not a factor, like literally, I'm really putting this condition. If the due is not a factor, then does not become a factor, then Mumbai Indians. If the due is genuinely a factor which is going to affect, then Delhi Capitals.
So Mumbai Indians are batting first. So I think Mumbai will win this. I think they will too. Okay, the next game.
And it's a very good match to win for both the teams, especially Mumbai Indians, because Delhi Capitals has been a very strong team coming in the top two since last. If you see many IPL, so for Mumbai Indians, if they win this would be a very good 2 points.
So Himanshu is asking when's Warner and Marsh. Well, Marsh is in the T20 ODI makeup, so he won't be here for a good week or so. Warner may be there first game. He might be. He may have taken a week off to break between tests. I don't know. But definitely Marsh will be longer in getting there. So Edmund Stoney was the oldest to score 50 in the IPL break Dravid's record. I'm not surprised.
Dravid played how many IPLs? Just one, right? Or two?
He didn't play too many. He wasn't.
And if I'm not wrong, for India, Dravid played only one T20 international, right? That was his one and final one.
Yeah.
For Team India. What are you drinking, Norman? Rum?
No, just Coke. Just straight Coke.
You should drink Old Monk rum, very famous in India.
No, it's just straight Coke. Nothing more.
Okay, Norman, I'll take a leave.
All right. Thanks for your discussion, bro.
I'll just show you a pool and my son. I don't know if you can look.
Oh, wow, look at that. You're going to jump in?
That's my son swimming there in the middle.
Oh, right.
With the green. I don't know if you can see.
Is that a hotel?
No, that's my society where I stay.
All right.
So catch you then, Norman.
See you. Thanks, bro.
Take care. There's another view maybe. Bye, everyone.
See you, bro. Thanks again, bro.
Bye.
That's great having Brahm there. He's very knowledgeable, very straight to the point. I like it a lot. Trevor Dexton says he played 6-7 seasons with the IPL. Okay, we didn't know that. Brahm played IPL from 2008 to 13. He played it for a few years, yes. Himanshu Rahel is saying, can Ben McDermott play at the top order? And I think he will play a role. We'll see how significant a role it is. I'm not exactly sure what Warner's doing, whether he's playing any matches in Pakistan there, or has he gone home for a bit of a rest before he goes to the IPL? I'm not sure. But I do believe he's not playing the Australian-Pakistan leg of the ODIs and T20s. Nor is Smith, nor is quite a few of the IPL players. Marsh is, and Marsh will be late to join Delhi. So, yes, the Delhi Capitals, as we suggested, have won the toss and elected to bowl, sending Mumbai Indians into bat first, and we're predicting Mumbai Indians should win that. But last night's first match, of course, KKR quite convincingly beats CSK, and that was quite a good win for KKR under the great leadership, I believe, Australia's Punjab Kings. Still a bit raw. What am I saying there? I think they'll be 8th out of the 10. They won't rank highly. They should be summarily smacked by Royal Challengers of Bangalore, really. With Kohli, Maxwell. Will Maxwell play? I don't think Maxwell's playing the first game. He recently got married. I think he's probably on his honeymoon as we speak. And then the big one for me is the fourth match, which will be on tomorrow, or in fact, it's on Tuesday. So we've Delhi Capitals, Punjab Kings today. Then we've got Gujarat versus Lucknow on, well, it's effectively Monday night, Tuesday morning for us, but Monday. Gujarat Titans versus Lucknow Super Giants. I think Lucknow, purely because of KL Rahul's influence. I don't think Hardik Pandya is going to be a good captain. Well, at least Gujarat do, but we'll see how they go. Sunrisers Hyderabad versus Rajasthan Royals. I don't think Kane Williamson is playing this early. And Rajasthan Royals, Samson's probably a little bit more settled and will win that. And RCB play KKR, which will be a significant match. That'll tell me something about my predictions because I've got KKR at 1 and RCB at 3. So that should be a significant match. Lucknow versus Chennai, well, you would say CSK should win that. Kolkata versus Punjab Kings, KKR should thrash them. Mumbai Indians versus Rajasthan Royals, Mumbai should win that. Gujarat Delhi should win that. CSK Punjab, CSK should win that. Sunrise Hyderabad Lucknow. Now I'm predicting Sunrise Hyderabad will be last, so Lucknow may come up with their first win in that match. Interesting. Again, these grounds have become very familiar to these guys, hence where they are. Tim David, yes, I'll be interested to see him play. Satya Bulgaria saying Mumbai last won their opening match in 2012. After that, they all won an opening match on. So that's interesting stat it is. So you're saying that perhaps they won't win tonight against Delhi Capitals. It'll be interesting to see what happens. One sip of old monk rum in your cold. It's just Coke, I can assure you. Jared Dixon. I think Warner will attend Warney's state funeral at FCG. Yeah, so he's unlikely to be here for this match. In fact, that's happening on Wednesday, which will be an event at the MCG and SCG, and I'm hoping I'm going to be there for that. Satya Bulgaria, Mumbai won their last opening match. We've already mentioned that. Yeah, it's an interesting little set of stats, isn't it? Certainly. It's looking at them. We'll go to the match center here for this particular match. We'll have a quick look. This game starting in about 17 minutes. Of course, Brabourne, Krios Govindia, with the on-field umpires Rod Tucker and Sayed Khalid, and third umpire is Jaraman. So the playing 11 for Mumbai is Rishabh Pant, of course, Prithvi Shaw, Mandeep Singh, Rovman Pal, he's one of the international players, Lalit Yadav, Axar Patel, great spinner, Tim Seifert, he's keeping, I think, isn't he? Shardul Tucker, good player, Khalid Ahmed, Kolib Yadav, and Kamlesh Nagarkoti. They're not really big on their international players. Obviously, Warner's not here, and nor is Mitchell Marsh. The non-playing 11, of course, so far as now is Warner, Patel, Dull, Mitch Marsh, Heba, Barat, the keeper. Norja is not here. Mustafi Rahman, Dubey, Zakaria, Oswald, and Nagiri. So they've got Nagiri and Norja both not there. So, yeah, interesting to see that so-called squad of players. That's the Mumbai Indians. So let's look at the Delhi Capitals. Let's just do that. That's interesting. I've got to accept cookies here. We'll go Mumbai Indians. So the squad list, or the 11, let's say playing 11 for Mumbai Indians, of course, is Rohit Sharma with Anmolpreet Singh, Tilak Varma, Kieran Pollard's playing, Tim David's there, Daniel Sams is there. So there's three, they can't play all three. Ishan Kishan, Murugan Ashwin, Timel Mills, Jasprit Bumrah, Basil Dumpy. So Pollard, Sams, David, Mills, pretty damn good international players they got there. They're going to be, wherever I got Mumbai Indians fifth. We'll have to rank a bit higher than that. Joffrey Archer is still on the books, see what you're playing. Riley Meredith, don't rate him. Fabian Allen's pretty good. Arjun Tendulkar's there. Unad Cut, good bowler. Surya Kumar, the other Sky is there. The socks are showing up. Oh, yes, it is, Rob. Yeah, Norman, take old monk and your cough will go away magically. Okay. And Martin Memorial Service at the WACA. Is at the WACA? Well, it's actually at the MCG. It's at the SCG. Rod Marshall Memorial is at the WACA. Okay. Obviously, they had one at Adelaide Oval for his actual funeral. They had Shane Warnes at St Kilda, the home ground there of the footy club. Yeah, so the Mumbai Indians, with the likes of Tim David, Daniel Sams, Kieran Pollard, very good all-rounders. Timel Mills, not bad bowler at all. Jasprit Bumrah, we know how good he is. And Rohit Sharma himself, and Ishan Kishan as a keeper. So they've got a pretty damn bloody good squad, haven't they? The Sky as well. Mumbai will probably go close. But if I go back to the Delhi side for a minute, with Rishabh Pant, Prithvi Shaw, good opening pair there. They will have Warner, of course, eventually. Akshar Patel's a good player. Shadwell Tucker, great all-rounder. Kuldeep Yadav had a very mixed career of late, so it's hard to say where he's at. But yeah, that's a pretty good match starting in only a matter of 14 minutes. So what I'm going to do is we're going to have this quick discussion about the IPL at the moment. So I'll go through and I'll write up my little list about who I think will win. We'll stick to this. We'll just give this as a bit of an extremely early gauge. So I've got CSK, the number one team. I'll go from 10 up. Should I go to up? Okay. Sunrisers Hyderabad, despite their two new teams, I think that they're going to still be ranked the worst, 10th. 9th, Rajasthan Royals, I'm not impressed. Even though Samsung's there, not impressed with their lineup, really. 8th, I've got Punjab Kings. Then I've got the new clubs, Lucknow at 7 and Gujarat at 6. That could be in either order. Then we go on to the top 5 serious teams. Mumbai Indians, I'm saying 5th. Now, I don't know why, but I'm looking at the side again. I may put them high, but I'll say 5th. CSK 4th. RCB 3rd. Delhi Capitals 2. And I've got KKR winning it this year. Although RCB may push for that higher, we'll see. CSK, I've just got them up there because we just can never, ever trust where they're going to sit. They're too good a side. With Dhoni there, even though he's not captaining, Jadeja is. It's going to be quite an amazing lineup for sure. Indeed. So we've got some 13 minutes to go. It is an interesting side, though. Squad. They've got, 3, 4, 8, the 11 there. They've got a further 4, 8, 12, 13 players. They've got 24 in total in their squad with some 4, 8, 12, 13 sitting on the sidelines with the 11 itself. In the case of Mumbai Indians, they have a 4, 8, 12. They have 14 and 11, so they have 25 in their squad. But it looked like it was one down for Delhi. But yeah, Daniel Sams is a great player. Tim David's proven to be very good. Tom Mills and Kieran Pollard. So they've got an interesting bunch of players. And Fabian Allen in the back, Riley Meredith, Daywell Bravis. It's a rather. They've got Warner there as well. Not Mumbai, but so that was Robert Sharma, Isham Kishan, Pollard, Tim David, Sams, and Mills. That mixture, because they've got 4 internationals. They only have 2 playing, so only 2 out of those 4 will play. Interesting to see what they do. Very interesting. And the Delhi Capitals international players, of course, Tim Seifert. I don't think much of him. Rovman Pal. I don't know enough about him, but what do we know? Norjay Nagindi and Master Brahma, they've got some good bowlers there. Mitch Marsh, they've got some good backup bowlers there and main bowlers that will probably eventually force their way into the team when it comes. Who's the coach of the Royals? Okay, I'm not sure offhand. I thought, if I'm not wrong, Sangakkara is the Rajasthan Royals coach as far as I'm aware. Pretty sure Robert Sangakkara is in that mode. He's more of a director of coaching. They haven't got really a coaching title, which is fair enough. He's coaching. Let's be honest, he's the coach. He's pretty much he's in that position, and that's the way they certainly don't put it any differently. Overview there. Let's have a look. It's not exactly hitting pay dirt here with this particular session, but the next session will be much better. Let's watch. What are we calling this? Oh, it'll be interesting. It'll be a certainly interesting tournament. I'm hoping that I'll put up my 10 teams for you. This will be very interesting to see how it actually does transpire. But clearly tonight, Mumbai Indians versus Delhi Capitals, you would think, well, it's a hard one. Mumbai don't normally win their first match, I'm hearing, so it could well be Delhi. And, of course, Punjab Kings versus a very resurgent RCB with have to see running the show. You would think RC will take that one out pretty convincingly. Very interesting indeed. So that's a bit early to say, I must say, but very good signs. Very good signs there. Don't think I've got a session following on Baba Azam. We'll talk at length about that. That's about 2 hours' time. So the match will be well and truly underway. But the Pakistani viewers will talk a lot about Baba Azam and the Australian indication how they think they'll go. Baba Azam is an absolutely fanatical, fantastic player. Yeah, the West Indies get through to the Women's World Cup. So its first is Australia, second is South Africa, third is England, and fourth is West Indies. India in fifth position. Miss out. Sixth was New Zealand. Seventh, Bangladesh. And eighth, Pakistan. No Sri Lanka, of course, they didn't make it. The Indians probably deserve to be in there, if I'm being honest, but they left it too late. And so they've got a knack at the moment of winning those matches where they get across the line. They're very, very lucky. They were by no means the outstanding team of the tournament. So Nathan Ellis is there from Behrendorff. Behrendorff's playing for RCB. Daus, I don't think he's playing. Agar's not playing. Zampa's not even playing. Labuschane's not. I think Aaron Finch is playing with KKR, if I'm not wrong. Which is pretty impressive. Adam Zampa. He's not lauded over enough. He's a great player. A lot of time from Harris Ralph. A good player that he is. Obviously, Mitchell Marsh. Yeah, Aaron Finch with the KKR, that's correct, Robert. He was not in the original selection. In fact, it was Jason Roy, I think, was an original selection. He came in after that. Hello, Paul Newman. Good evening. I hope you are well. I certainly am, Paul. And Robert M's joined us there as well. You guys, I'm about to. I'll call off in a minute. When the IPL match starts at 9, we'll be finishing. But there is another live in 2 hours' time. I'll be with Mosen and a few others. We're talking about specifically Baba Azam, about Pakistan and how they went in their series. A lot of people have asked for that, so I'm going to deliver. And I think that's worthy of that because they've certainly, they've been a great servant. They're going to have the 3 ODIs starting on Tuesday, 29th and 31st of March, and then the last will be on the 2nd of April, and then a T20, I think, on the 5th or 6th. I can't remember. I think the handle, which is going to round off that series, and we'll be all into the IPL. West Indies versus England in the Test cricket will be over today. England are gone, unfortunately. They might have some short form version of the match after that, but then they'll be all heading for the IPL. And then we'll have an IPL period. And of course, Australia go to Sri Lanka in June, July. There'll be a test match between a one-off England versus India test match on the basis. It will be in England, I think. Of course, that's the lingering test match from last year. England look like soft ducks. Yeah, they certainly do. Something really, they got the whole selection process stuff. They got rid of their coach, Silverwood, who may go to Sri Lanka. Paul Collingwood's there as well now. Strauss has taken over from Ashley Giles. It's a bit of a mess. They still haven't worked together. I thought they would have sorted it out quickly, but they haven't, which is a bit disappointing to say the least. Yeah, this live has by no means been a busy one, but you guys, Paul and Robert, come back in about 2 hours and have a link you'll see there for Baba Azam. Pakistan will destroy England in the test. You would think so. Based on what we've seen so far, You would think so. You would think they got no hope. It'll be very messy indeed. Please make sure you guys view, like, and share the post, subscribe, and send around everyone. We've got 4 minutes before the IPL starts, of course, between Delhi Capitals, Mauritius Punt. They have the likes of Axar Patel in their lineup. Delhi Capitals have Axar Patel. They have Rovman, Powell, Kuldeep Yadav, Shardul Thakur, Tim Seifert. I don't think much of him, really. And they've got some players like Mishmash, Warner, a few others, not Norway, Nagiri, they're all not there. Dubé, they'll come good. Mumbai, with your regulars, your Pollards, your Tim Davis, Daniel Sams has joined them, Timon Mills, and no sign of, obviously, Trent Bolliger, Riley Meredith there, Jofra Archer, both. Well, Jofra Archer's injured. Fabian Allen's okay, but Riley Meredith, don't think they made a good selection. He had an awful season last season. You think they'll announce Australia's coach before the Sri Lanka? They bloody well better, Robert, because they were supposed to announce it in this series we've just gone through. They've only got a week or so to go before that series over. They still haven't announced it. They better get their action to be able to do that. It's a bit annoying, actually. There is a murmuring that Andrew McDonald will stay, or a Trevor Bayliss, but I don't know what's transpired there, to be honest. Hasn't been a lot said. Yeah, so we've got Delhi Capitals versus Mumbai Indians. A lot of people are predicting Delhi to win that because of the history of Mumbai Indians not winning the first match, but they might break that up. Punjab Kings will be smashed by RCP tonight. Yes, of course, CSK were pretty well beaten by KKR for the starting there. They should announce before the strike. That's way too long to announce a permanent coach. Way too long. Way too long. They've got the World Cup coming up too, which you need to have a bit of an understanding of who's going to be involved with that as well. All right, guys, we've just about hit an hour. Any other questions before I go? If not, I will leave the show at this point, and we'll see each other in 2 hours. Any other questions? No? If not, I'll see you later. Bye.